Story of 7 Wishes. Once upon a time, there was a farmer and his wife who had 2 sons. The older brother is greedy and lazy, while the younger brother is honest, kind, hard-working and patient. When his parents were still alive, the older brother only knew how to live dependent on them. When his parents passed away, he lived dependent on his younger brother. All day long, the older brother only knew how to play around, drink and gamble, and live in his father and number 39's cottage. His mother left him and he sold the rest to get money to spend. In the end, having nowhere to stay, the 2 brothers had to separate. The older brother didn't and #39 know how to do anything, so he had to beg everywhere, asking people for alms to get through the day. As for the younger brother, he has a fishing rod left by his father, so every day he goes to the river to fish. No matter the sun or rain, the younger brother worked diligently, and not long after, he saved money to buy a hoe, which made his work much less difficult. Saving and scrimping, he was soon able to redeem his parents and number 39's cottage. Because he loved his brother, the younger brother found the older brother to live with him, but the older brother still had the same problem and refused to do business. One day, the younger brother went from morning to afternoon without catching any fish. He had to make a line, crawling along the bank to find a deserted part of the river, then persistently cast his net, but every time he pulled it up, there was not a single fish. The younger brother was so sad that he was about to pick up his hooves and go home, but the last time he lifted his hooves, he saw that the hooves were heavy and he had to try his best to lift them up. The younger brother was extremely surprised to see that in the basket there was not a fish but an extremely beautiful girl. After being picked up by her younger brother, the girl told her younger brother what had happened. The girl was originally a fairy in the sky. One day she went down to the river to bathe and was unfortunately captured by the son of the Water King. Now, thanks to her younger brother pulling her hooves, she was able to escape to shore. And to repay him, the fairy gave her brother 7 wishes and said, "If you want to give someone a wish, you just need to put your hand on that person and number 39's head. Each time you put your hand on their head is a wish." After saying that, the fairy placed her hand on her head 7 times and then disappeared. When he got home, the younger brother told his older brother the whole story. The greedy older brother told his younger brother to give him 4 wishes. The younger brother immediately agreed and placed his hand on the older brother and number 39's head 4 times. The older brother immediately wished for the first wish, "I wish to have a magnificent, splendid castle." The palace was filled with gold, silver and jewels. As soon as the brother finished speaking, the magnificent castle immediately appeared before his eyes. He was extremely happy and went around the house to explore. As for his younger brother, he only wished to have a sturdy house to replace the crumbling one. The second wish is to have a good field to cultivate. As for his last wish, he still wants to win it. Every day, in addition to farming, he takes his hooves to the river to look for fish. From the day he became rich, he became a snob and didn't and #39 care about anyone else. The poor people who came to ask for his help all refused and sent him away. He also used his second wish to wish all his neighbors would disappear so that no one could bother him. Gradually he was hated and shunned by everyone, so he could and #39 talk to anyone all year round. Living alone forever made him bored. One day he made his third wish. End quote. I feel like living forever in this world is so boring. I wish to go to the moon to play with Ms. Hang and Mr. Kuoi. End quote. End quote. Immediately a hurricane came and carried him high into the sky. He closed his eyes in fear until he could (39) hear the sound of the wind anymore before he dared to open his eyes. It turned out that he had reached the moon. He was stunned when he realized that Uncle Kuoi was standing right in front of him in flesh and blood. Uncle Kuoi gave him an axe and said, "Everything in this place is hard to find." If he wanted to fill his stomach, he had to chop wood to have rice to eat. The older brother started chopping wood. He chopped until his limbs were so tired that he could (39) lift the axe anymore, but there was still no rice or porridge anywhere. Only then did Kuoi laugh and tell him, "Ha! Ha! I told him to chop trees to get firewood, but I didn't (39) tell him to chop wood to get food." Then Kuoi told his brother to grind stones to get flour to eat to relieve hunger. The older brother tried his best to grind the stone into powder, but the stone powder was too harsh for him to swallow. Seeing that, Kuoi laughed again and said, "Ha! Ha! I asked him to help me grind the rock to make a chessboard, but how can the stone powder be eaten?" The brother was both hungry and thirsty and was deceived by Kuoi, so he felt bored with the moon. He made his fourth wish. End quote. "Take me to the land of the sun." End quote. The wish came true, but before reaching the sun, he felt too hot and quickly jumped to the ground. The older brother fell into the river where the younger brother often fished. He was picked up by fishing boats, but he had already stopped breathing. Upon receiving the news, his younger brother rushed out to claim his brother and number 39's body. There was one last wish. He wished for his brother to come back to life. The older brother deeply regretted what he had done, changed his mind and worked hard every day. Thanks to knowing how to help each other do business, the two brothers and number 39 lives are getting better and better. The younger brother also took the trouble to pack melon fruits to study, and he also found many good varieties to bring home. Not long after, the two brothers and number 39 fields were planted with good rice varieties that produced delicious rice, and the garden was lush green with fragrant flowers and sweet fruits. Then both brothers married two beautiful and elegant wives. And they lived happily together. Thank you for joining us for today's fairy tale. We hope these stories bring joy and meaning to your day. If you love our channel, please hit the subscribe button so you won't miss any exciting tales. Wishing you a good night and sweet dreams. See you in the next story.